If I would say to you, let's play a game, what would you say in response? Maybe, what are we playing? Or, what are the rules? As with any games, you need rules to play. Otherwise, what are we doing other than just being? Participation is about being in the game. So, what about the rules? When it's unclear who gets to decide what and why, you cannot really play. Within the game of participation, you need knowledge of the power structure. You need to know which words of which player weigh more than others. In other words, participation is no fun without power. I've worked as a community builder, a consultant, and a policy advisor when it comes to participation. In my humble experience, within participation, the focus is often on getting more players. But more players just means greater participation of an old game. Playing an old game with more new players without adjustment of the power structure can mean frustration, irritation, and sometimes people leaving because of unmet expectations or even unfair treatment. So, why? Why do we do that? Why is it, when it comes to participation, we focus on the transparency of the rules beforehand, but avoid talking about power altogether? What is it about power that makes it taboo? In 1991, the pop group Salt and Pepper tackled the taboo by the song, Let's Talk About Sex. The song talks about safe sex, the positive and negative side of sex, and the censorship it had at that time in mainstream media. Now, in 2019, let's not treat power as sex in 1991. Let's talk more about power. As babies, if we stop talking about sex, avoid discussions on power won't prevent bad use of power within that system. Let's open the discussion on safe, healthy, and effective use of power. So, here it goes. Let's talk about power, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about power. Talking about power is much needed in a democracy. After all, democracy is about power by the people. But do we even know what happens to, with, and between people once they get the power? It's time to get intelligent when it comes to power. Just like sex can totally mess with your hormones, power can get in your head and make you act different than you intended to. At the same time, power is a force to get things done. So, what are the good and bad things when working with power? Here are a few things to keep in mind. 1, when in power, you feel free of peer pressure. As the power holder, your job is to act to get things done. Good thing, power gives you the push to say what needs to be heard. Bad thing, power works as a shield to prevent you from hearing what others also have to say. 2, when in power, the sun shines. As the power holder, your job is to inspire and motivate people. Good thing, power gives you a strong belief in your own capacity to predict positive outcome. Bad thing. Power blinds you, so you cannot see risks. 3, when in power, your focus is different. As the power holder, you sometimes have to make difficult decisions. So you disadvantage the individuals for the greater cause. Good thing, power waters down your ability to have empathy, so you can see the greater cause. Bad thing. Now I'm totally lost. Power separates the mind from the emotion, so you see numbers, not people. Now we have power intelligence, we can get power-wise. For a new game to emerge, we need more than just participation. We also need to design an environment to prevent the ones in power being sucked into the vortex of power. So leaders can get honest and realistic feedback. So the ones in power won't get isolated and drift away, but stay in touch and use their power to serve the community. Here's a crazy idea when it comes to participation. Instead of focus on the transparency of the rules beforehand, let's explore together how to use power in a safe, brave, and responsible way. Instead of getting more players, let's get power-wise and use power in a way to nurture talent, foster engagement, and create a positive culture to serve the greater good. Let's play a win-win game, an infinite game, for the purpose of being in the game and continue playing. Thank you.
Wie is er